It is not working. It is just not working. Living as one species divided by borders is not working. As opposed to the past, now, as is commonly realised, we have the ability to destroy ourselves as a species many times over. Amongst the wars that add to the planetary chaos we experience now, Putin continues his efforts at empire building while likening himself to Peter the Great of Russia, who had similar objectives. Those who kid themselves that he will be satisfied with Ukraine should his murderous invasion succeed will learn that he will come for NATO countries as well. So effectively, we are in the early stages of World War III as he follows the patterns of Adolf Hitler in the early stages of World War II. Incidentally, Nostradamus predicted a third Antichrist after Hitler, who will arise in the east and who will launch a missile attack upon the United States. Perhaps even now, Putin is being fitted with the gowns and headdress with a large jewel in the centre, said to be worn by this Antichrist. Can you imagine it? Well, I can. The death by car bomb of the daughter of one of Putin's supporters, advocating for a greater Russian empire, shows that at last the Russian people may be accessing and believing the truth, or tiring, perhaps, of the sacrifices they have to make to realise this Antichrist's dreams. Exhibiting Putin's patterns, we have another major power conducting military drills near an island nation which they have long laid claim to. There are excuses, of course. Nancy Pelosi and an American delegation have visited, which supposedly justifies these military exercises. Sounds familiar to Putin's pre-invasion exercises, doesn't it? The people of Myanmar have decided to take up arms themselves against the military junta that has taken power there, as it is not lost on them that in spite of well-publicised atrocities like Ukraine, Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen and others, there will be little effective help from us, the so-called silent countries. This childish but murderous nonsense will just go on and on until the apocalypse, while we live as one species divided by borders. With speed of onset, climate change may well destroy us first. Another worrying aspect is that our society seems to be in decline like that experienced by the Romans and the Greeks. With this, there seems to be a rise in people forming gangs to wreak havoc upon citizens and their belongings. There are instances like a young boy headbutting his own mother who was trying to get him away from the computer game to have dinner. I think these computer games, manufactured for profit, have got a lot to answer for when it comes to the behaviour of our children and youth. Stealing cars for dangerous joyrides by youths too young to hold a driver's licence, and violent fights and stabbings videoed and posted on the internet to attract attention. They have a familiar ring when you watch the computer games being played by our young ones. Quite simply, if you put rubbish in, you will get rubbish out. It is said these games promote physical and mental dexterity. They promote dexterity, all right. Watch the violence and joyride videos that are posted. Professor Alan Perry, lecturer in criminology at the University of Adelaide, has been quoted in the media as saying, "Random outbreaks of public violence involving ethnic gangs and other groups will become more frequent. Children are growing up more inclined to impulsive behaviour, which leads to criminality, specifically through violence and aggression. We have all seen books and videos depicting the rise and actions of violent gangs. A combined effort is needed to prevent fiction from becoming reality." As I advocate in more detail in my previous videos, an answer is a periodically elected and democratic world administration which can be modelled, with modifications, upon the already geopolitically well-experienced United Nations. The UN will have to be given some teeth though, as we have to recognise that we live in today's world where despots wield their military powers. This is the only option there is. There is no plan B, but I am open to any other ideas and suggestions other than those from religious zealots and internet trolls. They don't help us or themselves. In honour of well-loved singer Olivia Newton-John, who left us recently, I finish tonight with the saying, love and light. Good night.